Hello children, welcome to ICSE Standard 10 Biology class. Today, under the chapter Circulatory System, we'll discuss about the subtopic blood circulation. The circulation of blood in the heart starts with the contraction of two atria or auricles. The ventricles at this time are relaxing or dilating and are empty. Therefore, the blood from atria passes into the ventricles easily. Next, the ventricles contract and the atria relax. The blood from the ventricles under pressure tends to return to the atria, but the flaps of the two cuspid walls get tightened and puffed up, thus closing the passage and preventing the return of blood. The chordae tendineae holds the flaps of the valves in position and prevent their overturning into the atria. The only course left for the ventricular blood is to enter the pulmonary artery from the right ventricle and the aorta from the left ventricle. The mouths of the pocket-like valves at the base of these two blood vessels face away from the ventricles. Therefore, the blood leaving the ventricles presses the walls flat and gets a clear passage in between. When the ventricles dilate, the blood from the pulmonary artery and the aorta tends to return. This blood fills the pocket of the walls and closes the passage. In this diagram, we can see that when the auricles contract, the blood is pushed towards the ventricles. And when ventricles contract, the blood from the ventricles enters into the pulmonary artery and the aorta. From this, we understand that the walls regulate the flow of blood in one direction. The four walls present in our heart are the right auriculoventricular valve or the tricuspid valve present between the right auricle and the right ventricle. It prevents the backflow of blood from the right ventricle to the right auricle during the contraction of the ventricles or the ventricular systole. The left auriculoventricular valve or the bicuspid valve or the mitral valve is located between the left auricle and the left ventricle and prevents the backflow of blood from the left ventricle to the left auricle during the contraction of the ventricles or again the ventricular systole. The pulmonary semilunar valve is located at the opening of the pulmonary artery. It prevents the backflow of blood from the pulmonary artery to the right ventricle during auriculoventricular diastole. That is, the expansion or relaxation of the ventricles. And the fourth valve is the aortic semilunar valve, which is located at the opening of the aorta. It prevents the backflow of blood from aorta to the left ventricle during ventricular diastole. Children, can you recognize this sound? Yes, it's the sound of heartbeat. Now, let's study about heartbeat. There are two sounds produced during heartbeat. Let's study about these two sounds. The first sound is produced during the closure of the auriculoventricular valves, that is, the tricuspid and the bicuspid valves during auricular systole. This sound is called lub, which is the first heart sound. The second heart sound is produced during the closure of the pulmonary semilunar valve and the aortic semilunar valve during the ventricular diastole. This sound is called dub, which is the second heart sound. So, the heart sounds are lub and dub, which together constitute this sound. Now, do you know how many times heart beats in a day? It beats nearly 1,03,680 times in a day. Do you know, on an average, how many times our heart beats per second? Yes, it's 72 times per minute. But do you know what is the duration of one heartbeat? Come on, let's study about the duration of heartbeat. Heartbeat consists of three main steps. They are the first step, contraction of the auricles or the systole of atria, which lasts for about 0.15 seconds. It is followed by the systole of the ventricles, which lasts for about 0.03 seconds. And finally, all the chambers in a relaxed state for about 0.40 seconds. So, each heartbeat lasts for about 0.85 seconds. So, that's the duration of one full heartbeat, that is 0.85 seconds. During circulation, blood flows twice in the heart before it completes one full round. The short pulmonary or the lung circulation and the long systemic or the general body circulation. And for this reason, the blood circulation in human body is called double circulation. Now, let's know what do you mean by pulmonary and systemic circulation. The pulmonary circulation pertains to the lungs. It starts in the pulmonary artery arising from the right ventricle, which soon divides into two branches that enter their respective lungs. Pulmonary veins collect the oxygenated blood from the lungs and carry it back to the left auricle of the heart. The systemic circulation pertains to the major circulation in our body. It starts with the aorta that arises from the left ventricle. The aorta arches back and continues behind as aorta. The aorta sends arteries to various body parts and their tissues. From there, the blood is collected by veins and poured back into the heart. The two large veins, which are called the vena cavas, the superior vena cava coming from the top part of the body and the inferior vena cava carrying blood from the lower part of the body. Now, let's go through a general plan of double circulation of blood in the human body. Blood from the right ventricle of the heart is taken by the pulmonary artery to the lungs for oxygenation. The oxygenated blood from the lungs is carried by the pulmonary veins to the left auricle of the heart. This oxygenated blood from the left auricle goes down to the left ventricle and is carried by the aorta to all body parts. From the body parts, the deoxygenated blood is carried by the vena cavas back to the right auricle of the heart. Thus, blood flows twice through the heart to complete one circulation, and this is called double circulation. Now, let us study about another system of blood circulation in our body. It's called the portal system of circulation. There are certain veins in our body which start in capillaries and ends in capillaries. These veins are called portal veins. Let's study about one such portal system in our body, the hepatic portal system. Usually, blood from an organ is directly taken to the heart. But in case of small intestine and stomach, instead of taking it to the heart, it is first taken to the liver by means of a vein, and this vein is called hepatic portal vein, which again starts in capillaries and ends in capillaries. From the liver, another vein called hepatic vein carries the blood from the liver to the heart, and it opens into the posterior vena cava or the inferior vena cava and enters into the right auricle of the heart. So, this is an example of a portal circulation in which blood from stomach and intestine, instead of directly taking to the heart, is first taken to the liver and then taken to the heart. With this, we come to an end of the today's session. Now, it's time for home assignment.
Thank you.